Alrighty, so this is game 4. Tank Wheels has a 2-1 lead, and we've got Grim Patron against Grim Patron. Actually, Tank Wheels told me in his first round against Harrison, he won the deciding game in a Grim Patron versus Grim Patron battle, where he OTK'd him from 30 life. You hear OTK a lot, but it's usually not meant practically, like one turn kill from 30. No, this is, yeah, it's not from like a 20 or from a 15 OTK. It's a from 30 OTK. He had a little help. Grim Patrons, as you know, like to flood the board. Frothing Berserkers, as you know, like to whirlwind large boards and get strong. So Tank Wheels was playing against Harrison in the first round. Harrison had a full board of Grim Patrons and got killed by Charge Berserkers. So let's see. If we're looking at Shugo's hand right now, he's got a Cruel Taskmaster. That's not much of a 2-drop. He could coin out an Acolyte or a Berserker. I don't think it makes much sense to coin out a Berserker. That's one of the major win conditions. I think coining out an Acolyte would make more sense, or maybe even just hero powering. But we'll see what he decides to do. Yeah, coining out an Acolyte. So he's just going for card draw. Next turn he can follow it up with a Cruel Taskmaster on the Acolyte if it's not killed. And looking at Tank's hand, it's not going to be killed. There's no way for him to actually handle the Acolyte. He doesn't have a Fiery War Axe. So, what do? Again, he could play the Frothing Berserker. Playing the Warsong Commander doesn't make any sense, because that's just going to get itself killed. And that's one of your combo pieces. So, do you just armor up and pass, or do you drop a Frothing Berserker now and rely on getting your second Frothing Berserker later? I think it's okay to play a Frothing Berserker, especially since you have Grim Patron. You know you're going to have a combo a little down the line. You're going to have turn 4 Deathbite. You're going to have turn 5 Patron if you want it. If you don't want it, you can play a Belcher and then, wait to combo it later. So, Tank has a pretty strong hand even though he doesn't have many cards. And he doesn't have a lot of card draw in his hand. I think he's still on solid footing just because of the quality of the cards that he does have. For Shugo, it's less clear because he doesn't yet have a Warsong Commander, but he does have 2 Frothing Berserkers, which can be pretty outrageous later on. I think right now you just start off by drawing. You play the Cruel Taskmaster, and you might even Whirlwind now. I think if you Whirlwind, you get a card, you get him down to 3 health, then you Taskmaster, get this to do 3 damage, and then you can just kill his Berserker. So I think Whirlwind into Cruel Taskmaster is the correct play. I think this was incorrect ordering, because his Taskmaster takes 1 extra damage. Sometimes you want to get all of your minions to have an extra damage on them, like when you have an Armor Smith out or something, or a Frothing Berserker of your own. But in this case, I think it was just a slight misplay. Here he doesn't even have to hit the 2-1, he can go face. Yeah, I think he did himself a disservice here by using Whirlwind second. But it is a minor difference. So let's see, what do you do here if you're Shugo? You have 4 mana, you can play your own Deathbite. You could play your Armor Smith and Hero Power. I don't think you want to play your Frothing Berserker. It just gets killed by the weapon. So the only real options I see are playing the weapon and hitting face to prepare your own Grim Patron, or Armor Smith and Hero Power, and Armor Smith Hero Power seems a bit passive, so he has gone with the Deathbite. So, looks like it's time to get out with a Grim Patron. Oh, okay. So he's decided that he wants to go for Emperor Thorson, because he might be able to get out a ridiculous combo with Emperor Thorson. He's already got a lot of the pieces here. I wonder if that draw of Thorson changes his mind. I think it did, because I doubt he would have waited for turn 8 to play this, or turn 9 to play it with the Whirlwind. I think seeing the top deck Thorson really encouraged him to take this path of just playing the more defensive Belcher. So if you're Shugo, I think you drop your own Grim Patron here. You do only make 2 of them, but I don't know. I guess you could also just play your own Belcher. You could execute it. I'm not sure how much good that does. Probably not worth it. Alright, so he decides to go for his own Belcher. Both players are really taking their time here. I'm impressed with their play. They're looking to get out the combos, not being too aggressive and using their combo pieces before they need to. I think Tank Wheels might have the advantage because of Thorson, but I don't know. These matches are really tricky. There's still a lot left to be decided here. I think it's anyone's game at this point. So Shugo decides the time is now to play a Grim Patron. Thinks since he top decked the Inner Rage, he's pretty happy about getting 4 of them out. And you want to use that last mana, not for a Whirlwind, I don't think. I don't think it matters that much to get out a couple more Grim Patrons. You're using it for the execute, because you can't afford Thorson to keep making cards cheaper. Okay, so if you're Tank Wheels, how the heck do you deal with this? Whirlwind is counterproductive. I guess you make your own Grim Patron army that has charge. And you hit the Belcher with your face. Oh, he's decided to gain a lot of armor too, which makes sense since that 1 mana spot, there's nothing else to do with it. He's making a ton of enemy Grim Patrons, which is kind of funny. I'm interested to see how this plays out, actually. Oh, what? The little slime died because there was no space? Is that what happened? Yeah, the little slime died because it didn't ever spawn because there was no space from these guys. That's kind of wild. Huh. Okay, so when the dust settles, what's going on? It's almost a board clear. You can leave only the 1 health one remaining. And so that effectively ends the chain. Oh no, he hit the wrong one. Oh, he hit the 1 health patron. I'm sure he meant to hit the 2 health patron and he didn't get an attack off with this. Oh, the rope can be so cruel. Oh, that makes such a huge difference. If he had traded this one for this one for this, left a 3-1 here, then there's no Grim Patron chain left. But now, now he can Whirlwind and keep the Grim Patrons coming. Of course, you want to kill this before you use a Whirlwind. But I think Shugo is now decidedly in the driver's spot. Battle Rage is pretty good. 2 mana, draw 3 cards. As opposed to an Arcane Intellect, which is 3 mana, draw 2 cards. So yeah, I guess you just take the weapon here, kill off the Grim Patron, and then trade one of your Grim Patrons for the Warsong Commander. Oh, right. He has enough mana for a Whirlwind. Yep. This is really brutal. So what can Tank Wheels draw to save him here? Probably not a Loot Hoarder. Okay. Oh, Warsong Commander. So I think you go face with those three. You play the Warsong Commander. You hit the face. Yep, after you play, yeah, this has got to be lethal. So he plays all of his stuff. He attacks. The Whirlwind effect spawns 2 more Grim Patrons, and it gives a +6 attack to the Frothing Berserker, and I'm sure that was easily lethal.